Hey everybody, Andrew Torgett here. I wanted to send you a quick message to let you know that we have just a handful of seats still available if you're interested in joining us on our Texas Women and World War II tour. It's going to happen on Saturday, September 20th, and I'd love you to come because it's going to be so much fun. We're going to be talking about World War II, all right, the most consequential war in modern history. And we're going to be talking about Texas women in particular and life on the home front and life on the battlefront as only Texas women experienced it. Because, as you guys know, Pearl Harbor in December 1941 changes everything. The United States starts building a military basically from scratch. All right, men volunteer to join this new military. So here's a bunch of guys lined up in Houston to join the Army and the Navy as fast as they possibly can. But women were a fundamental part of this entire story too, and Texas became the largest military training ground in the world during World War II because of all of these men, which we're going to talk about, but also because of women who are deeply involved in this. We often talk about women during this period as Rosie the Riveters, who went and helped build planes and aircraft and tanks and things like that. And that's true. Women absolutely did that, and we're going to talk about that in great detail. But what most people don't talk about, and the story that we want to talk about in this tour, is women's roles in the military as a part of building up the greatest military the world has ever seen. Because women were recruited to join the Army Nurse Corps, women were recruited to join the Army Auxiliary Corps and help support the men in the field. But the story most of us don't know is that women were a part of this new Air Force that was being established during World War II. Because World War II, more than anything, is about air power. All right, about building massive airplanes and using them in Europe and the Pacific. And North Texas, where we are, was at the center of that story. Fort Worth was a central place of building these new airplanes, and when we go past Fort Worth, we're going to talk about that story. And we're going to talk about people you probably never heard of, but I would love to introduce you to, like Jackie Cochran, who was probably the most famous aviator of her time. All right, she was as famous as Amelia Earhart back in the day. She was a barnstormer. She was a test pilot. She was a speed champion. She was one of the most amazing aviators, male or female, of her time. And when World War II broke out, Jackie Cochran approached her friend, Eleanor Roosevelt, and suggested that women pilots be brought into the new Army Air Corps that was being formed to fly as a part of World War II. And so she helped establish an elite group of women flyers called the Women Air Force Service Pilots, the WASPs. And the WASPs got to train here in Texas at the only all-women Air Force base in all of World War II, a place called Avenger Field. No other place in the whole world was an only women Air Force base except what we have here in Texas. And no one goes out there to see it because it's out in Sweetwater. But we're going to get to go. It's going to be an amazing trip. We're going to get to go to Avenger Field. We're going to get to see all of these things. We're going to go to the National WASP World War II Museum out there, which, again, nobody gets to visit, but we have special permission to go take a tour of the museum. The docents are going to be prepared just for us to take us around, and you're going to get to see all their amazing exhibits, all the interactive materials that they have, and you're going to get to hear the stories of all these women from all over the country, and many from Texas right here, who trained in Sweetwater as a part of the World War II effort. We're going to have a special conference room reserved for us where I'm going to give you guys some talks, and we're going to have a beautiful catered lunch, which is going to be so good. I can't wait for that. And then we're going to get to go over after that to an original hangar from the era, from World War II, that has the aircraft that the WASPs used to train here at Sweetwater as a part of their training to become Air Force pilots. We're going to go talk about all the different planes, how they were used, the women's experiences. They have a replica of the barracks over there, so you're going to get to see how they lived and what their experiences were like. And then I think the most fun part of all is that I'm going to get to introduce you to a lot of WASPs. You're going to get to hear their stories and hear about their lives and understand their experiences and really come to grips, I think, with just what a central role they played in the war effort. These are truly unsung heroes. They flew 60 million miles during World War II. They flew every kind of military aircraft the United States had at the time. They performed invaluable service. And 38 of them gave the ultimate sacrifice, laying down their lives in service for their country during World War II itself. So we're going to talk about them. We're going to see the Air Force Base. We're going to see the planes. We're going to hear their stories. We're going to talk about the home front. We're going to talk about it going there. We're going to talk about it coming back. We're going to have a great lunch while we're over there. We're going to get to spend time together. It's going to be a beautiful day. And it's going to happen on September 20th. So if you're interested, we have a few seats still available. The place to sign up for that would be the website, yellowrosetours.com. And if you have any questions at all, please reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you.